My name is Naruto Uchiha, and I will be the one that avenges my clan. Believe it.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Neon Pow here, and this week we are doing part 13 to What If Naruto Was an Uchiha. That meaning you have not seen the previous parts or the movie. I highly recommend you do so, and I have those linked in the description and in the card above. So make sure to check that out so you won't be confused. Also, 86% of you guys have not subscribed to the channel, which is just shocking. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to stay up to date with all the juicy what ifs coming to you. Also guys, we're going to be doing 500 like goal for this video once again because you guys are just monstering, beasting it out, getting that through like it's nothing. So let's see what you beasts can do. Well, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and hop into this video. In the last episode of Naruto Uchiha, Naruto has just had his first encounter with Madara Uchiha, the masked man, in Kisame. He is now rushing over to the Leaf Village to save Konan from the lethal blow she was inflicted with. On another battlefield, Sasuke, Jiraiya, and Tenten have gone to eliminate the menace of Sai and his root allies. Unfortunately, before the battle really began, Neji was lost due to a stray kunai hitting his blind spot. This is where we begin. Sasuke just witnessed his team member get taken down. He believed this would have been an easy fight against Sai with no casualties, but obviously he let his cockiness get to him. He was fed up with this entire ridiculous ordeal during such a crucial time for the Leaf Village. With Tenten providing support in the fence, Sasuke and Jiraiya go on the offensive. Sasuke activates his full power Susanoo, and Jiraiya summons Gamabunta. Even with all the powerful shinobi that possess unique skills in the root force, the sheer power gap could not be overwhelmed, and most of the forces are defeated with ease. Tenten uses her kunai summoning to capture the stragglers. By the end of the battle, all that is left is Sai. Sai, with his back cornered to the wall, starts to go hysterical. He begins speaking nonsense and revealing his craziness. These actions throw red flags at Sasuke, as even though he didn't know Sai all too well, Sai wasn't acting as himself. Sasuke then tells Jiraiya his observations, and he responds by saying that it could be possible that Sai could still be under control from the deceased Danzo. After his death, it could have been possible to have triggered some jutsu to control Sai as the last act of enacting his will. Sasuke, now that his suspicions are verified, his plan is to save Sai from this horrible fate forced upon him by the bastard Danzo. Sasuke gets out of his Susanoo form and begins to combat Sai, sword to sword. As the two slashes at each other, Sasuke uses his visual prowess against Sai in an attempt to snap him back. Sai begins yelling from the two mental forces colliding in his head. This causes the pale teen to go unconscious. Sasuke isn't sure if his genjutsu reversal was a success, but he is glad that the charade is finally over. Our team ties up the goons, and they head back to the Leaf Village. Surprisingly, after the gruesome battle, there was no casualties. Well, except for Neji. However, Sasuke is thinking that Naruto will be able to just revive him when they get back to the Leaf Village. Jiraiya also tells Sasuke that the entire root force seemed to be subconsciously controlled by the late Danzo. So, he hopes that the young shinobi will be able to not be punished too severely for their actions and could join up with them for the upcoming battle ahead. As Sasuke and Jiraiya arrive at the Leaf entrance, they are shocked to see Naruto all banged up and out of breath, carrying an almost dead Konan. Sasuke catches his brother as Naruto is about to collapse to the floor, while Jiraiya takes Konan to see Tsunade immediately for medical attention. Naruto doesn't look to be in any condition to revive Neji. As Naruto wakes up, he begins yelling and is covered in a cold sweat. Sasuke is right next to him and quickly tries to calm his brother down. After a bit, Naruto finally gains his bearings. He then asks Sasuke if Konan is okay. Sasuke tells him that she isn't in a life-threatening condition anymore, fortunately, but is still far from being back to normal. This at least eases Naruto a bit. Sasuke then asks his brother what happened that caused him and Konan to look so messed up. Naruto coughs a bit, then tells Sasuke that he needs to talk to Tsunade as he has some very crucial intel he was able to gather from the Akatsuki. During the time Naruto was unconscious, he had uncovered the encrypted memories he acquired from Kisame. Naruto invites Sasuke to listen in to get an idea of what happened. As the two begin to head over to the Hokage office, they bump into Lee, who has come by to check up on his friend Naruto. Naruto apologizes to Lee as he doesn't have time to chat, as he has some very important news to deliver. This of course makes Lee curious, so he follows Naruto as well. When the three arrive to the Hokage office, Tsunade can already tell the situation is urgent by reading Naruto's aura. Naruto then begins relaying his info. He first begins by telling everyone that the masked man has collected both Rinnegan from Nagato, killing him in the process. He also mentions that the masked man has a Mangekyo Sharingan that makes it so you go through him when it's activated. He then reveals what he learned from Kisame's memories. The masked man is not actually Madara Uchiha, but another villain altogether that he has never seen before. To further increase the severity, apparently their main goal is to revive the actual Madara from the dead. Naruto assumes they will use Rinne Rebirth since the masked man now possesses a set of Rinnegan. This news shocks the entire room. The masked man, who we'll call Toby for now, is already a powerful adversary, and now they are planning on adding a god-level shinobi to their ranks. Furthermore, Naruto attempts to relay some information about an army the enemy has as well. However, he doesn't know any other details, since this is where the memories get vague since Kisame killed himself before the memory transfer completed. Tsunade, now knowing the full extent of the situation, is moving in high gear. Before meeting with Naruto, she had already been contacting the other great villages to share info and unite for the upcoming battle. So far, she has only been able to recruit the Sand Village and the Cloud Village. The reason the Raikage was so willing to join the Leaf is that they wanted revenge against the Akatsuki for capturing and killing B. Furthermore, with this new confirmed intel, it could be what they needed to motivate the other villages. After Tsunade gets off the call, she tells everyone that the other great villages are willing to meet for a 5 Kage summit that will be held in the Land of Iron. They have agreed to allow 2 bodyguards. Suzune is an obvious choice since she is Tsunade's archangel, basically. However, Tsunade has a hunch something might go wrong during the summit and decides that it would probably be best to bring the 2 Uchiha twins instead. Lee is another great choice based on raw power, but he isn't the best to have in these serious situations, for obvious reasons. Lee will just be tasked to stay back in the village to train and protect everyone while the meeting is happening. Anyways, he is still working hard with Guy Sensei to master the 8th gate before the big battle happens. It is the day of the 5 Kage summit. Tsunade is leading the meeting with her vast amount of intel on the situation. As she is laying down all the facts, the Mist and Rock Village are beginning to see the importance of joining up together. The mood really switches over when Tsunade says that Madara Uchiha will be revived very soon with the Rinnegan that the masked man has acquired. The other Kage refute this claim as they can't comprehend how anyone could be completely revived from the dead. The closest jutsu that they have heard of is the reanimation jutsu, and that jutsu has a lot of drawbacks on its own. Tsunade unfortunately can't think of any way to get past this claim. As this is going on, Sasuke remembers an important detail he forgot to mention to Tsunade. He whispers to her that they could show Naruto revive Neji. The revelation of such power would push everyone on their side. Tsunade's first reaction is to scold Sasuke for forgetting to mention to her that Neji had died. But regardless, the plan does sound like their best option. They bring in Neji's body, and Naruto uses Rinne Rebirth to revive him. Neji, after so much time, finally wakes up and sees he is before all the Kage, and doesn't necessarily know how to act, so he just bows. Naruto is now out of commission, but all the Kage are astonished about the feat of power. But then realize that the masked man also has access to this power, and that they need to move quickly to stop him from using it. The remaining villages, and even the samurai, accept Tsunade's offer to join together as one in the coming battle. However, as the 5 Kage summit is going underway, a disturbance is felt in the Leaf Village. Rock Lee is currently doing some solo training outside the village. During this time, Toby has located Lee in hopes of extracting some of the Nine Tails. Toby begins creeping upon Lee, but before he can grab Lee, Kurama senses Toby's disgusting and familiar presence and takes hold of Lee's body to move him away from the masked man's grasp. Lee at first is confused about what's going on, but then notices Toby. Lee then connects the dots. Toby has come to test out his might in a fight. Lee was worried he would get bored waiting for everyone, but is happy to see the bad guy has come to him to play. However, Lee's fun is quickly ruined as Kurama takes hold of Lee's body and turns into Kurama friendship mode. Lee doesn't know what's gotten into Kurama. He then notices Toby's Mangekyo Sharingan. Lee then gets it. He says,
"Oh, you must not like him for the same reason you don't like Sasuke or Naruto. He has red eyes."
Kurama then just responds,
"No, you fool. That's not the reason why. This masked man is the same person that had the audacity to control me so many years ago."
Lee, unable to get a hold on Kurama, and Kurama, fueled with rage, falls right into Toby's trap. Toby wasn't here to fight KFM Lee one-on-one, but just wanted this opportunity to extract as much of the tailed beast chakra as he could. Even though Lee and Kurama were warned about Toby's special power, Kurama's rage makes him forget all reason and he attempts to smash the masked man, failing miserably. Toby then uses this opportunity to use his Rinnegan to get a hold of the Nine Tails chakra, immobilizing the two. He begins extracting some of the chakra. However, fortunately, before Toby was able to suck Lee clean, Guy Sensei comes in with a dynamic entry at the nick of time, forcing Toby to release Lee. Before Lee or Guy can retaliate against Toby, he is already gone since he got a sufficient amount of the Nine Tails chakra. We now move back over to the 5 Kage summit. As the Kage and Samurai are finalizing their plans, Toby shows up among them. Before he can utter a word, the right Kage goes for an attack, but same like everyone else, goes right through him. Toby then laughs and announces war on all of the world. He also mentions that he has an army waiting for them all, and that they should get ready. As Toby is sinking into the ground, he quickly mentions as a parting gift that he has acquired all Nine-Tailed Beast chakra. This leaves a big lump in everyone's throat. This news especially worries Naruto and Sasuke, as they believe Lee must have been captured somehow. With no time to waste, the Kage finalize their alliance and each start to head back to their respective village to start preparations. All great shinobi nations are in high gear to gather their forces and ready themselves for the fight against the masked man and Madara Uchiha. The Uchihas and Tsunade were able to quickly make it back to the Leaf Village to check on Lee. They were happy to find out that Lee was doing well, but does have them worry how easy it was for the masked man to infiltrate and attack Lee. Also, they can't fathom what Toby will be doing with the power of all Nine-Tailed Beasts, but they know it won't be any good. As Tsunade begins losing her cool, Naruto, Sasuke, and Lee tell her not to worry, as she should be confident in their power and all the hard work they have been putting in. This is especially true for Lee, who tells them that even if things go to the worst scenario, he will be able to use the special ability that he has been working on with Guy Sensei. Also, Naruto recalls working with some very capable shinobi during his time under Orochimaru, and he believes that they would join them for the fight. One of them even having outstanding healing abilities. This now officially begins the war arc. And that's where we ending part 13 to What If Naruto Was an Uchiha. Now guys, make sure to keep that support rolling and make sure to share your opinions below in the comments, as we are getting really close to the end of this series. I know it's sad, but all good things do come to an end. So, I'll be seeing all you beasts next week. Much love, Neon out.